All right, guys, we were on the line this morning and already checked a few properties. This spot might look a little familiar to those who have been following. This is that blind trail set we had that we caught a possum in just a few days ago and reset it. Looks like we got us a nice coon this morning. We got him there, and I do have another blind set right over here, which I don't see anything jumping around. So this thing's been stepped on every day. Well, it doesn't look like anything came through here last night. There's a coyote track right there. Our trap's right here hiding under the grass. There was a lot of critters and stuff coming up through here and heading up that trail. Normally I would put a set here, but that grass is just so tall it'll get all wound up and everything, so I figured I'd just put it right there. But yeah, we got some deer running down through here. That is why I love to trap coyotes, guys. I love to deer hunt, and I love to turkey hunt, so that is why I trap. Just another good reason to get me out in the outdoors. Yeah, we got a little bit of, there was a lot of deer running around out here. You can see we got a pretty decent frost last night, but that didn't keep this old boy from running. He did mess the trail up a lot more than that possum did. I might end up moving that set just right up here. Might end up putting it just right up there in the trail still. But I'd been setting this in hopes to catch a coyote using this trail, and all we caught is a possum and a raccoon on it so far. That is why I love a blind set, because you never know what'll be waiting for you. Yep, we're gonna get this guy taken care of and probably move that set up there. I might be able to reset it here, we'll see. But yep, we're gonna get him taken care of, and then I'll get right back to you. I figure I'm gonna go ahead and remake this set, kind of show you guys how I do this. He did tear it up, but not too bad. I'm just gonna kind of blend the catch circle in and then rebuild the trail back up, and then I'll guide them with a few little weeds here. So luckily I have all this grass here to my advantage, so we are going to use a bunch of this grass. We're just going to kind of blend this catch circle in. It doesn't have to be crazy, guys. I mainly want to hide it from other people, so people can't really tell I had something caught here, because some people do go through here. That's just part of trapping. This is all private ground, but some other people do have permission to come through here, and you never know how other people are going to be. So I just like to play it safe, play it smart. I'll just kind of lay this grass down, guys, and kind of blend that circle in a little bit. Doesn't have to be too crazy. I am going to put my trap right back where it was, so we'll go ahead and do that quick. So luckily this little tuft of grass here next to us didn't get demolished, so that will help guide stuff over our trap. Forgot my bag of grass. I like to put fresh grass clippings, well, not fresh, but dried grass clippings. I gather it in the summer when everything's dry. I make sure it's good dry. I throw it in these onion sacks, and that's what I use. Don't need a whole lot, just enough under the trap to kind of keep it from freezing to the ground, because it is going to be getting cold. We got some snow coming in the next few days. Just like the remake on the possum, guys. When we caught that possum, you guys seen the remake on it? I'm gonna put a little bit of grass under this loose jaw. And by doing that, guys, it kind of helps blend the trap in instead of just laying everything over it. If you can tuck some under there, but see guys, this trap has virtually no wobble to it. And that's because of the bed. You know, the bed is tight, it's a bowl shape. So now we just need to blend that in. And again, we will use this grass. Everything's frosted. This stuff up here looks pretty dry. That didn't really work, but I'm just gonna kind of snip some of this stuff over the trap. Guys, you know, your trap does not have to be covered completely. That would be good enough. But like I said, I kind of want to hide my stuff from people. So I'll put just a little more over it, but I'm not gonna get too extravagant. That is it. So with this stuff, I'll just kind of leave there. Now we're going to kind of build this trail back in. And don't worry about like this dark spot in front of me. By tomorrow, that'll all be looking the same as the other stuff. So we're just going to kind of build this trail back up where they had already been walking. And I'll show you guys a little trick here. You can use any of this stuff really. I'll use something like this, well, these two right here, just to help make sure the critters, since that coon kind of blew the trail out, I don't want them coming up here or coming up there, which they still might. I want them, if they're coming down this trail though, I want them to come straight across that trap. So I can take my scissors and shove them in the ground like that, and just take something like this and put it there. That kind of makes everything want to go through here. You know, if they're coming down off that trail, they're already probably going to stay on it and be a straight shot. But if they're coming up from back here, you know, they might come up this way. They might come through where the onion sack is. Just cover that up a little bit. Raccoon spilled a little. That's okay. Might get a nosy coyote, smell that, and want to go up there and see what's going on. But yeah, it's pretty well the set, guys. And having this here, not only is it good for blocking that down, is like I said, we got probably, the forecast says 4 inches of rain and snow mix, which we might get an inch of snow if we're lucky. But having that there will help me remember right where my trap is. If this does get covered in snow, I'll still know right where my trap is. So yep guys, just a quick little remake. We got a few more sets to check and we're gonna hit the road. All right guys, we are pulling up to our last stop here, and we got us a coyote in that walkthrough set. I thought it looked weird from the road. I could see him laying there, but I couldn't tell it was a coyote. But yep, we got him in that walkthrough set. How cool is that? Yep, we caught that raccoon right on the other side of the ditch yesterday, and that's the set that I said I'm surprised it hasn't caught yet. We're gonna go ahead and get out and take a better look at him. All right guys, here's our coyote we got this morning. All we caught was a raccoon and this coyote so far today. This set has been here for I think 6 days, and we finally just got our first catch right over there yesterday with that raccoon. But I know these coyotes travel this grass way on up into this timber a lot. I've seen them running it, and I just knew they'd come through. finally got permission to set this spot. Great location, and it's on the way to work, so that's why I chose it to be on the line. You can see we got us a pretty little coyote here. Looks like it could be a female. Yeah, this was just a walkthrough set. I had taken some of this grass and just kind of fluffed it up on the sides and put a punch hole on each side. If I had to guess, she probably got caught this morning. By the way, everything's not really tore up. It frosted pretty good last night, and she's not all frosty back. But yeah, beautiful specimen here, guys. You know, that's part of coyote trapping that a lot of people don't understand, is you set the traps, and sometimes, you know, it takes a while for the coyotes to come through. There's multiple spots where they could get to this timber from, but finally they come right through here. So yep, we're gonna get this gal taken care of and then get our set remade. All right, guys, we got our coyote taken care of. Like I said, I'm just gonna try to remake this set the same as it was. She didn't tear it up. I believe it's a female. Yep, nice looking female here. Still got good fur on her. Awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and get the set remade. I'm gonna have to do it like this so there's not a shadow in it. But first, I always just get the animal out of the trap. MB 550, holding her good right above the paw. Perfect catch, guys. We're just gonna go ahead and let her lay there. I'm gonna find my trap bed, which there it is. And always check your swivels, guys. Make sure your trap's still in good shape before you just reset it and put it back in the ground. A lot of times they'll bend them up if the ground gets frozen and they've been in there for a little bit. But I always check all my swivels, all my J-hooks. Make sure you still got a tag on it, which we got a tag there still. And see, here's my trap bed, guys. As you can tell, it wasn't real big. You know, I make small trap beds, and there's a reason for that, and I'll try to show that in this video. So first thing I'm gonna do is just get my trap set, and a lot of times I just like to make sure it still fires and functions right. Yep, still works good. So now I'll just reset it. Now, as you guys, I don't know if you guys can really tell from this video, but see how this grass is kind of wet? So it got really cold last night, and we got a pretty good frost. So it was good enough to frost, but the inside of this bed is not frozen. That's mud. All this up here is frozen ground, but that's mud down in there. And I do believe that's because of this grass. This is, like I said, this is just dry lawn clippings. In the summer, when the county goes through and mows the ditches, I follow behind them after about a week or so if there hasn't been any rain, and I gather this stuff up and I put it in these bags and I let it just sit in my shed until trapping season. And you can see this stuff's really dry, but something about this grass keeps that from freezing. I don't know what it is. I'm no science or chemistry teacher, guys, but it's just something I've noticed. So I like to get some of that grass under there, and this is going to be a well blended set, so it doesn't, you know, you're not even going to be able to see this traps here whenever we're done. So anyway, we're going to go ahead, get that trap down in there, and see, that's already pretty sturdy, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of this grass and put it where the loose jaw goes, and I'm just gonna take that loose jaw and kind of smash the trap down in there with it. And that's good, guys. That is set good enough. It's pretty flat to the ground. You know, I'm not trying to make this like a step down dirt hole. I want it to be pretty flat, and I'm only about maybe a ½ inch under the ground there, which is about where I want to be. So now that the trap's set, I want to go ahead. I know this was a double punch hole. I know I had 2 punch holes here. It looks like one of them's right here, Yep, so there's one of our holes. Now I'm gonna go ahead and bait and lure this exactly how I had it. So there's one of our holes, so our other hole should be right over here somewhere. Which that's all right if it's not here. I can go ahead and make a new one. Should have been right there. Right in here somewhere. I'm not finding it though. But that's all right. So anyway, this is all I'm doing, guys. I mean, it's kind of a walkthrough set. They're already walking down this grass road, down this ditch, and I'm just taking advantage of it. Taking advantage of how they are moving through the area. Nothing more to it, nothing less. So I'll just take this driver, make two little holes there, one on each side. You know, they're roughly 9 to 10 inches, somewhere in that ballpark. The way, it doesn't really matter where these holes are at right now because I'm making this like a walkthrough. So they're naturally going to want to walk through this here. Looks like here's a bunch of my stuff I had from the last one. She just kicked it out for us. And all I did was made these little mounds here. I made these little mounds of this grass on each side. Looks like here's my other one. I'm just kind of setting it right there, guys. Kind of making a trail for them to walk through. See how it's going here, guys? Just kind of a walkthrough set, that's all it is. They're naturally going to want to come walking up here. I'll kind of clear this trail out a little bit. Make it, you know, you want them to feel comfortable going through here. You don't want to get too crazy with it. That's literally all it is, guys. That is all it is. So now we need to cover the trap up. And this gal, she gave us a lot of nice stuff here to cover up with, so always appreciate that. I'm just gonna cut this stuff super small to cover the trap. This is just material that's already been here. I'm sure she is pissed all over. So this whole spot already smells like a coyote. She's been laying here all morning. I actually got to sleep in this morning, so that was nice. Got rested back up. So there's our trap, guys. That's our walkthrough set. Nothing crazy, but it does cover both winds, which is nice. I don't use a whole lot of walkthroughs, but when I find the opportunity to, I will. But yeah, they're just coming through here. I noticed when I was out here setting, there was a lot of tracks like they were walking halfway, you know, about right here, halfway through the ditch. So that's why I made my set here. Anything that comes through here and notices this, guys, they're gonna wanna check it out. Yeah, pretty simple, guys. Pretty simple. We're gonna go ahead and bait and lure. One good thing about this iGo trapping app is I do not have a good memory, but I can at least look back and see what bait I used. It looks like we used our beaver meat bait, a fox urine, and Hawbaker's fox gland lure. So that is what we're going to use. Even though I think I just ran out of my beaver meat, I just remade a few sets and I think I used it all. Yep, there it is. So that's pretty well empty. We'll go ahead and use we'll use a little bit louder. This is another homemade bait I use. Been having a lot of luck on my homemade baits, guys. If you like experimenting and that kind of stuff, I highly suggest doing it. if you got the time. But, yep, we got a little homemade bait here. We're gonna shove that way down in the hole, as far down as we can get it. Make it hard for them to get to it. You don't want them to be able to just walk up and grab your bait, guys, because they'll be gone. Make it hard for them to get your bait. Cannot stress that enough. So we had a little Hallbaker's fox gland lure, and I know that would have been over here in this hole. Put a little bit there, and even though we just had a catch and I'm sure she pissed everywhere, I'm still gonna go ahead and put a little fox urine on this. I always put it on my bait side, right there in the middle, right above the bait. Simple as that, guys. That's exactly how this set has looked for the last 5-6 days until it caught. So yep, that's it. We're gonna go set a few more traps, and then that's pretty well gonna be it. All right, guys, well, we got our walkthrough remade here. This was the last stop for this morning, so we're all done checking. I am going to stop at another farm that I already have traps set at and remake a few. I always just try to hurry up and check everything. I'm not running a huge line by no means, so I like to hurry up and check everything so the animals are in the traps the least amount of time they have to be. And then if I feel like moving stuff around or resetting, then I'll go through and do that. So yep, there's our coyote there. There's our remake. And we also have 2 more traps, which I probably better make sure they are not set off. Here is our pipe. We got a pipe dream set right here. We caught that raccoon in yesterday. And then I got a little mouse hole set right here, which they're both still set. So we're gonna go ahead and grab our coyote, grab our gear, hop back in the truck and head on home. Thanks for coming along, guys.